What's up guys, I'm Nathan and in this video I'll be showing you guys the updated Anime Dimensions tier list for the new Ultra Instinct Goku update. And yeah, didn't really expect to see this character honestly, but I wouldn't say that they did him dirty, but he's definitely not the best character. Still, definitely worth getting. Anyways, S tier is gonna be for the characters that are meta and close to meta. A tier is going to be for the very good characters that aren't really meta. B tier is going to be for the characters that are kind of average. C tier is going to be for below average, and D tier is going to be for the characters that just aren't great even for beginners. Starting off with Goku, he's definitely going to be a solid S tier. I'll just quickly explain his moves. His first move is going to be a dash ability. It's not really consistent for damage, but I mean it's decent since it's a dash after all. His second ability, he kind of jumps up and then smashes the ground, and that does pretty good damage actually considering the cooldown. And additionally, it's going to reset the cooldown of his dash. So overall, it's one of the highest DPS moves in the game if you think about it. Though I think one of Ichigo's moves still does beat it. But then his third move is going to be Final Kamehameha. For the cooldown, it's actually not a great move. It does do quite a lot of damage, but considering the cooldown, which is 20 seconds, the DPS is, well, it's okay, but nothing special because the AoE is just kind of average and it does lock you in place. And his ultimate is what makes him kind of good actually. Basically, it's going to give him iframes, it's got very good damage. And the main good thing about it is that it actually allows you to dash without cooldowns. Now, I would say, it's a different version of Sung Jin Woo's spam dash, because the thing is, this is quite literally a spam dash, meaning you can actually dash a lot more, especially if you use Goku's accessory, which increases the time to 10 seconds, which is way more than how much time Sung Jin Woo can spam dash. However, Sung Jin Woo's dash actually does damage. This doesn't. So, yeah, I would still say that Sung Jin Woo is definitely better, but as an assist, he still is going to be giving this buff, which is why I would say that he's still a very, very good character. Then we have Naruto with his awakening. With his awakening, I would say he's better just because he just does a lot more raw damage. Then we have Luffy Vampire, who's going to be just an A tier. He's alright. He's got around 300,000 DPS. I mean, okay, I'll give you the reference because Goku does like 420,000 DPS, and Naruto's got about like, what's it, like around 500,000. So Luffy, he's okay, but nothing too special. Ichigo is definitely really good. He's basically a different version of Shadow Monarch. Well, he's not really similar to him. It's just that he's easier to use compared to Shadow Monarch, but he has lesser potential overall damage-wise. But it is very close to the amount that Shadow Monarch can put out. Chainsaw Man is definitely going to be a bit lower on S tier. He's not the best raid character. He's kind of like a Walmart Sung Jin Woo because he does have a spam dash, but his damage is really lacking. Then we have Makima or Control. Pretty good character actually, but I would put her like right next to Awakened Naruto. Definitely above Goku Ultra Instinct. Then we have Blood Fiend or Power. Actually an insanely good character. She's got really good, nothing too insane about her DPS, but the main thing is that you can keep controlling her abilities and move around with her ultimate, things like that. And that makes her surprisingly good on Dimensions. Now we have Broly as one of the highest damaging assists. We have Gilgamesh, who also is a very high damaging assist. Then we have Kokushibo, who I'll put below Broly just because he doesn't have any particular use. Then we have S-Death, who has a lot of AoE but still isn't particularly good at anything. Then we have Karakuri, who resets actually allows you to spam his first three moves on using his ultimate, but he does not do that much damage. So that's why I would say Levi is better because he actually has quite a bit of mobility, although he does kind of lack in damage. Then we have Naruto, who is a decent assist, so I'll go ahead and put him right about there. Then we have Obito. Obito is probably going to be right next to Ultra Instinct Goku. His main purpose is going to be in things like time challenge dimensions. Lesser on dimensions, more on things like time challenge because you can actually control his attacks as you're using them. Next up, we have Ryuko, who actually has one of the shortest assist cooldowns of just 60 seconds, which is why I'm gonna go ahead and put him, her, I mean, in a pretty solid S tier. Then we have Alice, who's gonna be right about there. She's mainly gonna be just a support. Actually, I wouldn't even say support because she's not even that great for a support. She's kind of like a DPS main. 100% do not buy this character for boss rush tokens. You might as well just get a mythical card even. Uh, Even Broly and Gilgamesh aren't really the best, but Gilgamesh at least is not completely useless. Alice is. If you get her as a drop as a beginner, you can use her. But yeah, it's just that she's not really recommended. Next up, we have Witch Megumin. She's got a lot of AoE, kind of good for time challenge, but other than that, not that great anymore, kind of outdated. Then we have Rengoku, who will be right there, mainly because he's a pretty good assist due to the really fast cooldown again, but it is kind of a weaker version, I think, of Ryuko. Then we have Saber, actually kind of bad. Then we have Bakugo, who's going to be right above because he does have better mobility. We have Yujiro, who'll be right there in B tier because he does have lifesteal and pretty good AoE. Then we have Gojo, who's going to be, I would say, right about there because he does have kind of requirements to use him, such as really high crit chance and crit damage, so that his ultimate is used really well because that's burst damage. But while he does do a lot of damage in raids with those things, just because he needs those particular criteria to be good, that's why he's just going to be kind of low A tier. Then we have Kaneki, who will be right there. He's basically a weaker version of Karakuri, as I explained. Then we have Megumin. We have now Fumi, who's basically a support, but not really a good support. Then we have Genos, who's going to be towards the top of C tier, I would say. He used to be pretty good, but now I would say he's kind of outdated. Then we have Todoroki, who will be right below Genos. We have Vampire Toga, who should be right about there. Winter Spirit Leah can be right over here. We have Zenitsu, who has good mobility, but really bad DPS. Then we have Emiya, who isn't even that bad. I'll go ahead and put him right there. But for the budget, if you're looking at that, since he's really cheap, I would definitely recommend Asuna over that. And I'm going to put her at the very top of C tier because she has insane mobility. And basically, it's a weaker version of Blood Fiend, who is the best gem character. Then we have Rimuru, who is going to be, I would say, somewhere in mid C tier. His ultimate is pretty decent if you're looking at the AoE of it, but the other moves, well, they aren't great, such as Gluttony, which actually keeps you locked in place without iframes, and that's not what you want to see. Then we have Zoro. He's a decent character. We have All Might, who will be a bit lower. We have Rukia, who honestly isn't that bad, but I'm still gonna go and put her in D tier because compared to these in C tier, she's not that great. Honestly, no, Fumi is also gonna, yeah, I'll keep in that just because he's a support. Then we have Shinra. Shinra has a good moveset, but his ultimate is definitely not that good, so I'll go and put him low C tier. We have Sukuna, who I would not say is really worth the price. He's gonna be right there. We have Gray, who really is not that good. At least I don't really enjoy using him. Sasuke does have a reasonable amount of mobility. Akaza is actually quite good because, well, for a beginner, because his ultimate resets all of his cooldowns, which is not bad actually for a cheap character. Then we have Asta, not bad. Itadori, also pretty decent. Tanjiro is not that great. Then we have, but you do get him for free. Natsu is going to be right about here. Sakura, I would say, is going to be like towards the top of D tier just because she heals, meaning it's actually really good for a beginner because it's not really easy to die using Sakura unless you're really bad at dodging. Then we have Killua, who will be right about there. We have Goku, who is not that great as a starter. Ichigo, who is, I would say, better than Goku. Luffy is worse, I would say. Naruto is between them, and Deku is like right in the middle. Then we have Kirito. Kirito without awakening is decent actually for the price. I'm gonna go and put him right there. He's got a very balanced moveset, honestly. It's just that if you've saved up that much raid tokens, you might as well go for a really good accessory if you have all the limited raid characters, or just buy the limited raid characters if you don't have them. Then we have Lancer. Lancer's got a lot of mobility, but his damage is garbage. So definitely wouldn't recommend for you guys to buy him. Then we have Yorichi. Yorichi used to have a glitch that made him an absolutely broken assist, but now that glitch just no longer works. So he, I would say, is just above S-Death maybe, or like sort of on par with her. Then we have Nezuko. Nezuko should be like right about here. I would say Goku is better just because of the spam dashes, but Nezuko definitely is a very good character. Then we have Demon Lord Rimuru. He does have lifesteal, but that itself is a stat collection point, which is why I'm gonna go and put him like right about here. Still better than the cheaper ones. Then we have Priestess, who'll be right here just as a support. We have Milim, who is definitely very good. I won't put her at the top because this is an overall tier list. I made that mistake in the previous tier list, so I apologize for that. Then we have Saber, who has very good damage. Not on par with Blood Fiend, but still very solid amount of DPS. Then we have Attack Titan, or Eren, which was actually nerfed really badly, but you know, I mean, he's still kind of good. So since you can spam his moves, so I'll go ahead and put him right about here. Then we have Infinity Gojo. Infinity Gojo is alright. Actually, if you have the good stats for regular Gojo, he's actually worse than regular Gojo. But yeah, if not, he's just overall kind of better. Then we have Shadow S-Death, who will probably be like right about here. Probably better than Demon Lord Rimuru. Shadow Yorichi is probably like right here. Then we have Sung Jin Woo, definitely the best character. You can spam dash. He's solid on raids. He's not the best for raids because he actually kind of loses control when you spam dash, especially if you have lag like me. But still, he's kind of meta on dimensions. Obviously, Ichigo is capable of getting better times most of the time because you don't need to have much skill to use him. But like, he is 100% pay to win, whereas Shadow Monarch is only like 50% pay to win because you can, if you can just no life the game, you definitely can do something, and you can manage to grind for him in like 4 months time. But if you're spending Robux, I definitely would recommend to get Ichigo because they both serve the same purpose. I mean, they both are quite good in what they do, and yeah, Ichigo is like half the price if you're looking at Robux. We have Misaka, who is, I would say, right on top of B tier. She's alright, kind of well rounded, but I would say a bit outdated. Then we have Esper, who I would say does take a position above MUI Goku, which makes absolutely no sense if you're looking at the anime, but it's just a game, so fair enough. Because Esper, even though he doesn't have any weird things, I mean, other than resetting his cooldown, he just has a lot of raw damage, and he has a very easy to use moveset and very consistent damage, unlike MUI Goku, especially on his first moves. Then we have Shadow Rimuru. Honestly, I'm gonna have to put him kind of low because Shadow Lord Rimuru already has the problem of having kind of slow cooldowns. And this just makes it even slower. Then we have Diablo, who is honestly not that bad because he's got a solid DPS for a gem character, and his assist gives you iframes. Then we have Astolfo, pretty decent because he's got good mobility. Then we have Gear 5 Luffy, not the best. I would say it's a bit above. Since you can potentially spam the first move, and the move with extended M1s honestly isn't that bad. So I'll go ahead and put him like right about here. I would say he's still below Rengoku because Rengoku is actually kind of moderately useful as an assist. Then we have Shadow Eren. Shadow Eren, I would say, is just like on top of A tier because it's just gonna give him way slower cooldowns. Then we have Karakuri Summer. That's probably gonna take a spot right about here. He's not the best, and he was a pay to win character as well, so fair enough. Then we have Luffy with his awakening skill is alright, but his regular moves itself aren't enough to carry him to S tier. Then we have Saber Alter, not Saber Alter, just the regular Saber with awakening. It's still not that great, but the awakening move itself has a lot of raw damage. Priestess awakening just gives you a bit extra damage if you're being the support person. Then you have Gojo's shadow form. Then we have Tengen, who is alright in Dimensions. He's kind of alright in everything, honestly. I would say on par with Blood Fiend, a bit better actually. Then we have Levi with his awakening, and this actually has a lot of raw damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him definitely a solid spot in S tier, maybe right about there. Then we have Rengoku with his awakening, and now since Rengoku's regular moves itself aren't the best, Rengoku's awakening won't really be enough to carry him to S tier in my opinion, but still it's a pretty solid character. I'll go and put him like next to Luffy's awakening. Luffy's awakening can go right there. Then we have Kirito. Kirito is actually kind of good in Dimensions as an assist, because his assist obviously is going to have those extra buffs. Going to go ahead and put him right there. Then we have Zoro. He gave raid boost before, but like he's just not that great right now. So, honestly, I'm just gonna go and put him right here. And since I'm pretty sure his raid boost is gone, he actually will go a bit down, I would say. Then we have Shanks, who's gonna be like slightly. He's basically on par with Esper actually. So I'll put him kind of tied with MEI Goku. That should be about fair. Then we have Shadow Esper, who I would say is below Goku. Still pretty good. Then we have Rimuru with Awakening. I think that deserves a pretty solid spot in A tier, just because of the Awakening skill, which has a lot of raw damage. Then we have Priestess Shrine, who's like a more damaging priestess, I guess. I'm pretty sure I already put MEI. Yeah, that's actually it for the list. So if you have anything that you disagree with, be sure to let me know in the comments, and I will make the changes if necessary. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you.